Hey friends, happy Monday, April 8th, Feast of the Annunciation of the Lord. It's nice to be with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. We'll share with you a reflection on the daily readings. The readings are linked down below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. So, we are out of the octave of Easter, but now we have a solemnity dropped right here. The Annunciation of Jesus generally occurs on March 25th. This year, March 25th was Monday of Holy Week. Lots of times this is a Lenten celebration. This year we get to do it in Easter. When the Annunciation falls during Holy Week or the octave of Easter, it gets bumped to the Monday after the octave. So that's what we have today. A little bit of the better late than never sort of a thing, catching it 2 weeks later, having been moved from the 25th of March. Be mindful, the Annunciation of the Lord liturgically happens 9 months before Christmas, 9 months before December 25th. So this is the day that we celebrate, the conception of Jesus. I think we have a reading from Isaiah, we have Hebrews, and we have Luke's Gospel, right? So Isaiah. Standard Emmanuel sort of a reading, one that we encountered a couple of times over the course of Advent as we were preparing for the mystery of the Incarnation. And that is what we are invited into again. God taking flesh, God becoming one of us. And so the words of the promise from Isaiah, therefore he shall be called Emmanuel, which means God is with us. And especially maybe hearing these words after the suffering, death, and resurrection of the Lord. How do we hear this a little bit differently than we do in Advent time, right? We don't get this reading from Hebrews, but maybe you think about the Hebrews reading that we encountered at Good Friday, about how it was in his tears and his supplications that Jesus was heard. Or, the words from Hebrews from Palm Sunday, that he learned obedience through what he suffered, right? God is with us. But also we encounter in Holy Week, God is with us in our sufferings and our trials and in our failures. God is with us. And then in the resurrection, right? Jesus, who walks with us on a daily basis in the power of the Spirit. God is with us also as a brother, as a friend, as a risen Lord who leads us on the paths to eternity. God is with us, right? And then, of course, coming back around Advent, God is with us in the Incarnation, the union of true God and true human being in Jesus. All of those are mysteries, right, that we contemplate. So, anyway, Emmanuel, God is with us. How do we read that differently or maybe more richly at Annunciation than we did a few months ago at Advent with just the Incarnation? Okay, Hebrews. Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but a body you prepared for me. And then a little bit later, then I said, as is written of me in the scroll, behold, I come to do your will, O God, right? And so we reflect on the body that is prepared for Jesus, very much in human gestation, the love of Mary, the Virgin Mother, a body you prepared for me. Behold, I come to do your will, O God. And certainly that describes Jesus, obedient, right? The perfect obedience of the Christ. But also Mary, as we will encounter in just a moment in Luke's Gospel. And all who are faithful to the Lord. I come to do your will. So, the Annunciation. Luke coming to the Virgin and proclaiming the plan of God. And certainly, as you pray with it, see if there's something that stirs within you. But what strikes me today, as so often does in the Annunciation, is this answer of Mary. Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word. How are we called to be hand servants of the Lord, handmaids of the Lord today? How are we called to wait at the Lord's commands, to be diligent and full of duty and love in doing them? How are we inviting it to be done to us according to the word of the Lord today? May we be attentive to the will of God above and beyond everything else, and be like Mary, ultimately like her son, Jesus, who shows us the path to the Father. All right, friends, happy Monday. Read those readings prayerfully. May they be rich and full of grace for you today. But especially spend some time in prayer, spend some time in silence. God bless y'all.